Hi, I'm Jaden, and welcome to my multimedia guide to the implementation of mobile learning techniques to a pharmacology major study area. Mobile technology is experiencing innovations each year, with capabilities and functions that were once only in high-end smartphones trickling down to feature and basic phones. For example, fingerprint recognition technology. This trickle down of high-end features is creating budget phones that are not only increasing in affordability, but also affordances. This is creating an environment for mobile education to flourish. Affordability refers to the cost or price of something, while affordances refers to an item's possible uses. Unfortunately, though, with increasing affordances, the affordability of the phone decreases. In a developed countries context, like our own, Australia, this trickle-down of features is increasing affordances of feature phones, but it is not as drastic in its effect, since as figures from a 2017 Deloitte Consumer Survey on mobile technology suggest, in Australia, 88% of Australians own a smartphone, and that Australians are one of the leading adopters of the smartphone. Since smartphones are not as affordable as feature phones, it is evident that the increasing affordability of budget phones is not having a major effect on the smartphone market within Australia. While within the less developed country, this increasing affordability and smaller increases in affordances is having a huge effect, allowing more individuals the ability to purchase and own a smartphone with a larger range of possible uses. Learning intentions. This guide aims to provide knowledge on current mobile trends in affordability and affordances, about current learning approaches you should adopt in your studies, and 5 mobile tools that will assist with your studies within a pharmacology major that apply some of the newly learnt learning approaches. This guide relies on multiple learning approaches: information transmission, behaviorism, and situated learning approaches. Information transmission is the traditional learning approach experienced in lectures, one individual passing information to another. It is one-directional. Behaviorism involves the reinforcement or punishment of behaviors, which in this context would be the reinforcement of learned content in the gain of marks and the punishment of unlearned content in the loss of marks. A situated learning approach suggests that learning is situated within an activity, learning by doing. Since pharmacology is a science degree and content-heavy, it is common to experience information transmission approaches being used, due to their benefit in conveying large amounts of content. However, for the finer intricacies in organ and tissue interactions with chemical compounds, a situated learning approach may be more beneficial than an informational transmission approach. Learning by doing, which in pharmacology would involve drawing pathways a drug takes to enter the brain or reach a receptor. So, how can you implement these learning approaches into your routine? Well, I've compiled 5 mobile tools that will greatly assist in your future studies that incorporate many of the learning approaches mentioned above. 1. Khan Academy is a more traditional approach to learning in that it still applies informational transmission learning approach. Having an individual teach through visual and audio modes makes the presentation engaging. This application can assist greatly in the early pharmacological years where a solid basis of chemical interactions and physiological mechanisms are needed. Coggle, a mind mapping website that allows you to create links between similar chemical and drug mechanisms on the body. It is a more situated learning approach, learning through creating a mind map, which shows links that may have not been so obvious before. 3. TRC Pharmacology is an awesome summary and testing applications for all things pharmacology. The application includes a summary of each vital organ systems and interactions, along with live diagrams and flowcharts. The application is an example of ubiquitous learning that it can occur anywhere and anytime, fitting perfectly within a situated learning approach, learning through activity. Quizlet, a more dedicated quiz application where you or others can create quizzes, sharing them with the greater community or just completing them. There is a large range of pharmacology quizzes from drug interactions to tissues that certain drugs act upon. This employs a behaviorist learning approach in that you receive rewards for correct answers. Cengage Brain, an ebook reader application that provides the ebook but also supporting materials like quizzes. The ebook itself is an example of information transmission where information is transmitted from the book to you. These ebooks have vast advantages from bookmarking to quick search to facilitate quick mobile learning. Feedback on my presentation. Ryan Christie said that animations and audio was slightly out of sync, which was fixed by minor adjustment in timing. And Matthew Stevenson said there was too much text within the presentation, especially since you're already talking about it, which I fixed by cutting down on the text within the presentation. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this guide helpful, and what follows on the next slide is my reference list.